This time we're going to be taking a look at Arcadia Quest. It's a board game from Spaghetti Western Games, which is part of Cool Mini or Not. And comes with a lot of cool figures, and it's got a lot of interesting components with it. This one is player versus environment. It's a little bit different than the concepts of Super Dungeon Explorer, but definitely a cool game. You're going to see a lot of similarities between the two as well. We'll get in and take a look. There's a quick overview of the miniatures that come in there. The top row here are your heroes that you get to play as. The bottom row are the enemies that come in the starter box here. And you can see there's a whole ton of components. We'll lay them out and let you take a look. Now, they got this thing pretty full right up to the top, but a lot of people complain about the way that they packaged it, and I have to agree. You'll see when we get stuff out of here, but normally right here on the top is going to be all your token punch out sheets. I've already punched them out. They're actually in a case off to the side here just to keep everything straight. We have our rule book. Nice full color rule book. Pretty straightforward. Everything's kind of where you would expect it to be. They even have an index here in the back which tells you where to look up stuff. And a rule summary on the back page for quick reference while you're playing. Next we have our campaign book. This has all the different scenarios for the starter set in it. And there's extra scenarios that you can pick up through expansion packs later. There's our map. All of these are the different campaign quests that you can run. And you start in this outer ring, and you complete a couple of these before moving to the inner ring, and you complete a couple of those before moving to the center to face the final boss. Then you can go all the way around if you want. The more you do, the better equipment and things you have, the easier things get. And they range from easy ones up here to hard down here. So, kind of interesting. This is your respawn track. Whenever you kill monsters, they go on here. When this gets full, you roll to see if they respawn. And there's different respawn points depending on the campaign. The game's split up into 4 different guilds that you get to pick from and then make your party. You have the lions. I think those are panda bears. There's the falcons, or whatever kind of bird that is. And I think that's supposed to be a fox. But they're color coded as well. Each one of them gets one of these cards. And this up here is where you're going to put the 3 characters that are in your guild. And then these are the various equipments that you're going to pick up throughout your quests. Comes with a pack of these little reference sheets. They're kind of cool. You record your progress as you play. So you don't have to do the entire campaign in one sitting. You can do 1 or 2 quests and just keep track of them. And on the back there's a section for each of the guilds, so you can keep track of all your equipment and who has what. It's kind of a way to save your game for future reference. There's quite a few of them here, but you can always photocopy them or scan them and print them out as you need them. Normally there's a little plastic tray these cards come in. I separated mine and actually have them all in baggies just because it was easier to keep track of them. And all the smaller, lots of cards in this game. And your dice. Interestingly enough, with the dice, you get 8 attack dice, but only 6 defense dice. The white ones there. We found that later on in the campaign, when you have all your equipment and stuff, you actually need more than the 6 dice. They do sell a dice pack, but it would have been nice to get 8 and 8 in the starter. I'm not sure why they did that way. These boxes here. This larger one is your monsters. I'm actually storing mine in the tray. It's a good option for it for right now until I get some expansions and they don't fit anymore, and then I'm going to have to find a different solution for storage. But you can see there you have their 6 goblin archers. There's 8 of the orc marauders. There's another tray under here. Here we have our vampires. This is Sisters of pain and pleasure, I believe. And the various minotaurs, beastmen, and I think he's a troll. Now they do come unpainted. My wife started to go through and paint these because she's awesome and knows how much I hate painting. They do look a lot cooler when painted though. The miniatures themselves do have quite a bit of detail on them. Pretty happy with the quality. There are a couple bent pieces like his hammer here. Something that's easily fixed using a hairdryer to heat up the plastic and then bending it back and then dipping them in cold water to set it. A few little things like these mold lines here that need a little cleaning up, but not too bad. Definitely a lot of detail for game pieces. I'm quite impressed with the miniatures. Our smaller box here has the hero characters in it. There was a Dungeon Master pack that came with the Kickstarter that included a bunch of extras. I only have the base set. So you get these 12 heroes here. And there's some interesting guys. I don't know them all by name yet, but good mix of male and female characters as well, which my daughter loves, the fact that she can play as females too. And the player characters are kind of cool. Same as the other ones. They're really nice models. Will definitely look much better once they're painted. I do like the fact that they used a lighter plastic for the character models and a darker one for the monsters. So even if you don't paint them, you can tell the difference. At a quick glance at the table. One little extra thing that I forgot to mention. They give you these little colored bases that are supposed to snap on and off the characters so you can differentiate who's in what guild. They're really hard to snap in and out, and I was afraid of breaking off the feet like so many people have mentioned on the forums. So I actually put washers on the bottoms of them, and the plan was to put a magnet inside the ring so they would set right on there. And the magnets I got didn't quite fit, so I actually put them on the bottom. So they stick right on. You still get the colored ring around the edge. And of course, once they're painted, you won't even notice, but you still get that nice color around the edge to differentiate, and they come on and off really easy between games. And while you only use 3 characters in your guild, they come with 12 in the starter set, so you can play all 4 guilds. They also sell booster packs with individual characters in there. I have a couple. And you can get all sorts of different characters to add on to the game, and everyone has their own special ability. So that's kind of a neat little thing. And last, in the bottom of the box here, we have all the dungeon tiles. There's 9 different tiles. They're all double-sided, various things on them, and they're all numbered. And they have an A and a B side. And throughout the campaigns, it'll tell you which tiles you need and which side to put them, and it has a little map to show you how to set them up. This is the part that's kind of annoying though, is if you look in here, rather than have an insert in here that neatly fits everything, they have just little spacer blocks, which they solve the purpose. They hold things in place. It's not going anywhere as long as the game stays flat and you have everything in there. But definitely most people go for a better solution. I've seen a lot of people use foam core to make themselves an insert, and also has holes to put the models in to keep them from getting damaged, as well as being able to hold everything. I may store my models in a different box, and the case that I have all my tokens in actually fits in there perfectly, along with everything else from the expansion except the models, until I find something better to put them in though. But right now, everything fits in the box more or less. And aside from the Plano case in the back that's got all the tokens in it, that's pretty much everything you get. You have the equipment cards here. You get a starter set when you begin. You can buy higher level stuff as you go. There's a deck for rewards from like quests and things. There's a deck of cards here with different quests in them for the various missions. And they give you a reference deck for all the different creatures and the different levels that they can be as they get stronger as you level up and go to harder campaigns. And there's a deck that has all the different characters, has their stats, and explains what their special abilities are. All in all, it's a really cool game. Plays pretty fast. I think about 40 minutes or so for a quest. We sat down to play and ended up playing through I think 4 or 5 quests in one night just because we were having fun and wanted to use the new equipment we bought from each one. Anyway, hopefully I'll get a playthrough recorded at some point, but until then, if you're interested, check it out. There's lots of expansions and quests and things you can add on, lots of extra characters you can add in, and definitely enough fun though just with the core set alone. So give it a look, and I'll see you in the next video.